What is up, farmhands? phatbeetz here. Welcome back to the beef farm and welcome to my first stream of our next series. It has been quite a journey this week, going through anywhere between 6 and 8 games. I think the first day I went through 4 games, but 2 of them kind of fell flat, so I couldn't get anywhere with them, but here we are. So at least I think that's what it was. My memory gets kind of fuzzy every now and then, and it has been a very long week. And even though it's a 3-day weekend, happy Easter everybody. I hope that you had a very nice long weekend for those of you who took Good Friday off. I know I did. It's been a long weekend, but it's been a good weekend. So it's been a lot of yard work and fighting through my allergies. I really am struggling with this pollen. Like I said, I'm getting older and it's starting to hit me harder. And unfortunately tonight I'm still a little bit sniffly and I'm just hiding in here in this room, and I need to get either a better filter or I need to find out how to keep the pollen from getting into my house. I usually have to take my dogs out at least 3 or 4 times a day. My kid needs his bike ride and his exercise, and I need my exercise too. I gotta stay in shape I gotta get back in shape, I should say. I have all this flab, and it's really frustrating, and I've been on a diet for the past 3 months and it's starting to work, so hopefully it's going to get better. And of course I got my first shot of 2, and I'm really excited about that. I've been resting, it's been in and out, it's been exhausting because of that. So it's if you have had your shots, then I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are staying safe, because just because you've had your shot doesn't mean that you are immune. It means that you have a much higher chance of not contracting the virus. So there have been some reports of people who have gotten the vaccine who have also contracted the virus again. And just be safe. That's all I really want to drive at, is just be careful. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And always keep in mind, just use your common sense. I'm not going to say anything more about that, because to each his own. This is America, and yes, everyone has their own opinion. But the science does not lie. So anyway, back to what I was saying. It's been a really long weekend for me. I mean, even just one extra day makes it seem a little longer than usual. I mean, one extra day by percentage-wise is 50% longer a weekend, right? So, but I do like it that way. I do like having a 3-4 day cadence there. 4 days work, 3 days break. So we'll see. But, you know, I do have a few more vacation days left that I can use, and I would like to use them to my best effect. I need to take care of my family, and I need to use it judiciously, as they say, to make sure that I can maximize my effectiveness both in and out of the workplace. And I consider this also something that I want to become a means of income in the future. So I do treat this like a job. It is really hard though, because family always takes priority. I take that as a much more important aspect of my life. Much higher than jobs. So that's how I do it. So it goes family, jobs, and then everything else, right? Well, family and friends are kind of lumped into that. But that's how I stand. That's what I stand for. And so I am going to be reevaluating, like I said, my schedule. And if you've seen basically on Twitch just now, you haven't seen it yet, I just did this now. I am going to be streaming from now on for at least 2 hours from now until midnight again. And I'm going to do it on Sunday and Thursday, because those are the days when I have the most flexibility and the most control over my schedule. Because those happen to be the days that both my wife and I are working. And so, you know, a little bit of information there that hopefully no one is going to try to take advantage of. I am really scared about that. As an introvert, I am terrified of becoming bigger in terms of being a streamer. The reason that I stream, like I said before in all my other streams, is because I really enjoy it and I want to give back to the community. And it is a way for me to just practice talking and becoming a better communicator, a better speaker, a better person in general. And also for me to make sure that I can speak truth to power in terms of what I stand for, what I value, and why I do the things I do, what motivates me and what drives me. And as my therapist is always telling me, you need to make sure that you ask yourself why. Always know your why. And so this is also something that is part of being a content creator. You need to know your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you motivated? What is it that gets you up in the morning and gets you going? The second most important thing that I've discovered being a content creator for the past couple of years is once you know your why, you need to know your how. How are you going to do this? How are you going to achieve your goals? How are you going to make sure that you are saying the thing that you want to say most effectively? How? You know, why? Ooh, excuse me. How? Why? You know, that sort of thing. My ears okay? My ears okay. Okay, yes. But I think that's really important. So that's my diatribe for now, and I want to get into it as soon as possible. So yeah, let's just keep going, and we are going to get started on our journey with oxygen not included. And from here, I am going to be just jumping right in. Let's go. Here we go. So, oxygen not included. This game uses a mouse and keyboard, and as you may have noticed, I have also reoriented my setup just a little bit so that my face is actually a little more centered in my screen. And I can see what I'm doing here in terms of I can look at the game and I can look over here and I can make sure that I am keeping an eye on all my statistics in terms of what I'm doing and how I'm playing it. So here we are, oxygen not included, the automation pack. And I have been playing through a couple of different scenarios just to get a feel for it. But again, this is a game that I am not incredibly skilled at. As usual. I think because this is a Clay Studios production piece, game, whatever you want to call it, I might play it just like I played Don't Starve. But Don't Starve was really easy to screw up and it was really easy to die. And you'd be going over and over again. Every time you died, you have to start all over again. In this case, you have a little more control, you have a little less control on what your duplicants are doing, but you have more control over the situation at hand. So I don't know how long I'm going to be going before I decide I have to restart again, but this might be the nature of that game. So as you can see here, I have started a couple of times, and cesspool was the first thing I ever did. Wait, actually, where was I? Which one was it? It was invisible ant farm. Let's see, the dorky pit was the first one, and then invisible ant farm, cesspool, and then last week I tried the hardy space rock, and then I tried messing around with the planet. So in this case, we are going to be seeing if we can just start over and take what I've learned so far from these 5 attempts, and we shall get going. So let's see our options, make sure our graphics are okay, full screen, yes, everything's good. Color mode is default, that's fine. UI scale, alright, that should be okay. In terms of the game, reset tutorial, yes, let's reset tutorial messages because I do need the tutorial messages. And temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit. We can go with Fahrenheit, it's fine. I'm an engineer, I can't help it. I do everything in Celsius, but I know that for those of you out there who are not of the engineering persuasion, I completely understand. It's probably easier to do that. Let's do that so that everyone can be on the same page in the US. Sorry for those of you who are seeing around the world. I know that we are a weird outlier since we were originally English colonies. So yeah, that's how it goes. Feedback, do we want, okay, I don't need the feedback right now. Credits, graphics, alright, I think we are ready to go. Let's just go ahead and do a new game. Do I want survival or no sweat? Let's try no sweat. I think no sweat is fine in terms of, because the point of the stream is to have fun and have a good time. And for me, I think it's easier for me to do that and engage with everyone if I can see what's going on here and not have to be stressing out about the things I'm doing. Eventually though, we might want to amp up the difficulty settings. It'll be just like when I played Children of Morta, when I went through the entire game and then at the end of it, like I did last week when we finished the game, I decided that we were going to go ahead and put it on the hardest difficulty setting and then see what happened with that. And that turned out to be a lot of fun because by then I had the resources and the abilities I needed. And we had a good time just going through and just destroying everyone. So that was fun. Game settings, let's see. World Terra, what do we have here? Rhyme. Volcania. Cool. World Gen Seed. Alright, here we go. Hunger, fasting, duplicants burn calories slowly and get by with fewer meals. Default. I think default is fine. Well, we are going with survival chances ideal. Stress reactions. Do we have stress reactions? Determines whether duplicants wreak havoc on the economy when they reach maximum stress. Sandbox mode. Manipulate and customize simulation with tools that ignore regular game constraints. Nah, that's okay. Care packages, yes, sure. Save the cloud, yes, sure. Morale, chill. Do I want to make everything on the default setting? I mean, it's okay if we want default. But then when I did this, it was all... Let's go back and see what's going on here. So what is survival? Survival means... What does it mean? Let's just go ahead and take a look. It's all default, okay. So survival is the default setting, and then no sweat or stress-free is where everything is at the easy setting. Let's just go ahead and try this. It'll be fine. I'll try this first, because I did do it by default in my previous games, so should be okay. Let's take a look at our game settings again. This is the World Gen Seed, so if you do want to try out this World Gen Seed and, I don't know, show me or tell me what it is that you did later on, that's fine. Again, by the way, with any of the games I do, please no backseating. I do appreciate the fact that people know this game really well, but I don't. The reason I want to do this is because when I play through games, I play through it for the joy of discovering with chat as I go through. So please no spoilers and no backseating. Thank you very much. Let's see, starting asteroid is Terra, a promising location with a balanced variety of resources. Good. Terra meets all the requirements for duplicant life and holds no surprises. It's an ideal location for a first attempt at establishing a colony. This is our first attempt. Well, I'm lying, this is my 6th attempt, but it is our first attempt together, so by that definition, it is our first attempt. Okay. This world is stable and has no unusual features. Let's go ahead and get started. So it has been this was a really fun game for me to play when I'm just hanging out, and so I decided, yeah, I want to do this. Although I will say again, Gree and Raji and Ancient Epic are both great alternatives, great options, but they were very, very similar to the previous game that I just finished, so I wanted to change it up a little bit and see if I could do this again. Also, I don't think that I gave Clay justice because I still haven't beaten Don't Starve, and I don't know, that's just how I feel about that. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our first 3 special people here. By the way, maybe I think what I would really love to do is offer up to rename these people as we go along into people that have dropped in on my stream, if they are interested in that. And if they aren't, totally cool with that, but just a way of recognizing and acknowledging the people that come in and hang out and enjoy their time here, and it's another little way of me saying thank you, even though I am not an affiliate right now. And again, I do have my reasons for not going the affiliate route, but those views are also evolving. I'm still looking at it. I mean, I do enjoy the multi-streaming aspect simply because it's also convenient for me to look over and to engage and reach a wider audience. But who knows? We shall see. I really don't mind it. Okay, so Bert, suit wearing, diver's lungs, but anemic. That's kind of weird. How does that work for this guy? Because he's got +7 to athletics, but he's also got decreased athletics. That's weird. I have no idea what that means. Oh, anyway. Stress reaction, binge eater. Overjoyed response, sticker bomber. This Bert always feels great after a bubble bath and a good long cry. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see. What about you, Bubbles? Interest. Good for building and suit wearing and digging. We do need a digger and a cooker, so we've got that in Hassan here, which is nice. He's got diver's lungs too, but he cannot do researching errands, and that's kind of not what I want, but that's okay. Binge eater, ugly crier, sticker bomber, and sparkle streaker. Huh, interesting. This Bubbles is constantly challenging others to fight her, regardless of whether or not she can actually take them. Wow, this is gonna be fun. So I am going to be doing a lot of reading and a lot of, I guess, extemporaneous kind of speech and talk and stuff like that. So again, if it's not your thing, you know, I do respect that. Please move on from my channel if it's not your thing and I'm not the kind of person that you want to interact with. That is totally your prerogative to do so. I take no offense at that. I am not for everyone, I can tell you that right now. I might be too squeaky clean, too weird, too quirky. And again, the whole point of doing Twitch, doing streaming, content creation is just to put yourself out there, get over some of your fears, and for me it's to get over some of my fears and to share in what I enjoy doing, which is gaming. So that's one of my hobbies, one of my many hobbies. Okay, Hassan, interest, cooking and building. Of the three, he is the strongest except for researching errands, which is no fun. So let's go ahead and re-roll everyone. Wow, this guy is really, really strong. And has noodle arms. That's weird. Do I want a builder? Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and see. Let's have a builder. And let's have a cooker. And let's have a digger. That's how I want to start with. And let's see. We've got builder, cooker. This one is fairly good, but Frankie. He gets destructive. She vomits? They both vomit. Interesting. Okay, so very nice, but I think I would like to re-roll him one more time. Oh, sorry, a couple more times. Let's keep re-rolling until we get a good excavation. There we go, that's what I want. But can't cook. Totally fine because we have a cooker. Alright, very nice. So here we are, the name of the colony. Let's see, the beet farm. Yes, beet farm. I can leave it like that, right? Okay, so we've got the beet farm. You know what, I'm actually going to correct that. Don't hate me. There we go. The beet farm, and it features Catalina, Gusman, and Nicola. Each one of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. Catalina is admired by all for her seemingly tireless work ethic. Little do people know she's dying on the inside. Wow, you know, that kind of sounds like me, but my stress reaction is not to vomit. It's closer to... what is it? What am I closer to? None of these. I don't vomit and I'm not destructive. Okay. Germ resistance, better. Cannot do researching, that's fine. We've got him. Falls asleep periodically. Okay, so she's narcoleptic. That is one thing that's going to be a little bit tricky. I don't know if I really want that. But let's take a look though. Gosmans are major goofballs who can make anyone laugh. This Nicola once claimed he could build a laser so powerful that it would rip the colony in half. No one asked him to prove it. Yeah, do I want narcolepsy? You know what, let's re-roll this. I don't want narcolepsy. So let's try Frankie as a cooker. Decrease the morale bonus. Okay, alright. And then increase bladder? Wait, how does that work? Yeah, that's a little weird. There's nothing Frankies are more proud of than the thick, dignified eyebrows. This looks like kind of a... this looks like a bug, because these should be switched. So let's re-roll a couple more times and see. So there we go. Frankie, once more. Tinkle toes, but cannot do researching errands. That is fine. We've got Nicola to do one. Destructive. Okay, alright. So just make sure that they don't get stressed out and we'll be okay. Let's embark on these three. Catalina, Frankie, and Nicola. Okay. Let's get going. And here we go. Alert! I have awoken at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it is imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. So there we go. The point of this game is to grow, thrive, and get out. Just like RimWorld. And again, I do want to play RimWorld at some point. I like these types of games where I can build, explore, and improve. Just like in Civ, just like in Strongholds, Europa Universalis, Stellaris, all those games that are on my backlog that I have yet to do. And then there are games like that, like Baldur's Gate, and Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, and Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. All these games, these are all tremendous games that deserve their time. I don't know if I want to stream them though, because I do want to keep my streams at a rapid clip right now. Okay, what have we got here? First things first, no oxygen generator built. Oxygen diffuser converts large amounts of algae into oxygen. Becomes idle when the area reaches maximum pressure capacity. We don't have metals. That's okay. This is what we've got here. This is what we have here as our starting area. You can see a little bubble right here. And what we're going to be doing is excavating the crap out of everything here, because that's what we got to do. There's a little mineral pocket right here. Our oxygen overlay everything's pretty much breathable. Yeah, that's okay. Got some carbon dioxide pockets there. Of course, you don't have any power yet, and it is fairly good. It's kind of warm up top, kind of warm down in the corners, but we're okay. This is a nice cushy starting area, and here we are. So, our metals are over here. Minerals are all around us. Filtration media are all around us. What does that mean? Oh, filtration. Okay. Consumable ores. These are oxalites. And coal. Yes, we do like coal and oxalite. Okay, alright. Interesting. Organic. Organic is algae and slime. And we do not want to get the slime, but we do want the algae. Okay. Cultivable soil. Lots of dirt. What kind of gas we got around here, guys? What kind of gas we got around here? Gas? Yes. Gas is oxygen. Liquids. We got water. And then some gross water up top. Alkali, and our light is over here, lit area, and then unlit areas are dark over here. So we've got some light bugs over here, which are also good for some things. Ventilation. Let's see, decor, positive and negative decor. Okay, alright, I have no idea how that... Okay, so we do have this. Okay, so total decor 30. Positive is printing pod and lighting. Negative, you guys don't dress well. Okay, fine. We'll figure that out as we go along. That's funny though. Buried muckroot is a plus 15. That's weird. Okay, alright. Germ overlay. We've got some slime lung in the slime thingies. In the slime. So yes, we do not need to do that right now. Farming overlay. Growing and halted growth. Let's see. We need illumination here, and some of these are okay. Okay, this is going to be useful. I did not know about this overlay last time, and I had no idea what I was doing. Room overlays. Wow, okay. So this is what I was trying to figure out last time. We can do a latrine, washroom, barracks, bedroom, mess hall, great hall, massage clinic, hospital, power plant, greenhouse, stable, recreation room, park, and nature reserve. Okay, so we can build all these cute little things. And all their requirements are here. Okay. So I did not know this last time. I just kind of slapped down structures as I needed them and didn't bother to figure out where they were going to go. We are going to be able to do the same thing here, but we'll probably try to have a little bit more strategery in terms of how we're going to do it. Oh, so first thing we gotta do is build a latrine. So what kind of bathroom requirements do we have? Toilet, wash station, no industrial machinery, and at least 12 by 64 tiles, and +1 morale. Okay. And then you get the washroom. Use a fully plumbed washroom to improve duplicants' morale. Because everybody loves plumbing. I know I do. You're going to want a sewer, buddy. Okay, I gotta drink a little bit. But yes, I'm going to be talking a lot more in this stream. Because that's one of the things I want to do. Because I need to get better at becoming a little bit more entertaining in terms of my speaking. Because going monotone like this the whole time is going to really kill your stream. And that's one of the things that is really hard being a streamer, is trying to learn how to vary your pitch. Pitch. That is really hard. And it's easier in Mandarin because you're actually speaking in the middle of your tonal range and you have to go up and down. In English, you have to start from the top and then go all the way down. So it's one of those things, and I am way too scared and my vocabulary is way too small to be streaming in Mandarin. So I keep to English. And for those of you who are on the other side of the world, I'm sorry. Maybe someday I will try. But yes, oh, thank you to this person who has followed in Hindi. And I cannot read Hindi, but somebody has followed on Facebook. Thank you so much for following me. And I hope that you enjoy whatever it is that you're watching. And I hope that you'll drop back in. Hopefully you understand English. But be that as it may, I hope that you enjoy the stream. Alrighty, so What else we got here? Barracks. Sleeping in the barracks will improve duplicants' morale. You need a single bed, and it has to be 12 by 64 tiles. Okay, so barracks and then bedroom. Single comfy bed. Alright, so there's a huge gap between barracks and bedroom. Mess hall. Eating a mess hall will improve duplicants' morale. You have a mess table, and it has at least 12 by 64 tiles. Great hall needs one more decor item and a rec building. Interesting. Ooh, massage clinic. Ooh. You know what? I do want to build each of these. It's really cool. Very cool, in fact. So in the long term, yeah, the ones that you really need are the ones up here. The first two at least, and then the next two. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do all that first. So let's go ahead for this stream and aim for, by the time it gets closer to 11:30 to midnight, to get at least a latrine and a barracks up tonight. Let's just aim for that and get some oxygen going as well. And the other thing about this that I need to learn, I was really confused. I should have read this. This is the priority interface. So it says set the order in which specific pending errands should be done. 1 is the least urgent, and 9 is the most urgent. And I should have recognized that, because I always thought, well, it should be the other way around, because priority 1 should be your most important. And for those of you who know that reference, please let me know, because that is an anime reference, and that is not an anime that is supposedly, it's slightly ecchi. It is not quite family friendly, but it is not completely hentai either. So, you know, it was one of those anime. It's called Onegai Teacher. And then there was Onegai Twins later on. It was something that we actually pulled up and watched when I was in college, way back when anime was still a niche thing. Anime is now mainstream. But yeah, I'm dating myself by making that reference. This was back when Naruto was new and Dragon Ball was kind of old school. So the only things that were well known at the time that I started watching and knowing anime was, back in the 90s, let's see, it was, the two big ones were Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. And then Digimon became something that was popular. And from there on, it gradually evolved, I should say. So the world is always getting smaller, and that's a good thing. But as you can see, in terms of the internet, sometimes it can be a bad thing. But you have to take the bad with the good and always focus on making the good better and keeping the bad where it should stay. Wow, I am really talking a lot tonight, but we are here. Oxygen overlay, we are breathable. Okay, so let's take a look back over here. We have a ration box. It is unrefrigerated. What the heck does that mean, and how do I refrigerate it? We have 20 kilos of something yummy, I suppose. Let's take a look. What does it say? It stores at 20 kilograms. So you can't change the weights, but for those of you out there who are wondering, it is 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So we're about 40 pounds of about 300 pounds of goodies. 300, well, a little more or less 300 pounds of goodies. I'm just gonna round it down to 2. So it's 2 to 1, okay? All right. Stores a small amount of food, as they say. For those of you who pronounce food, which is, I don't know why, but when it comes to pronouncing food, like, the English traditional pronunciation of food doesn't really imply anything to me. But when you say food, like the way that some people do, or like when you say it like that with an open air, I don't know how you describe that. It gives a lot more oomph to it. I need food. Yum yum food. Just saying it like that makes me giggle. Food. And it makes me hungry. I mean, it's just, when you say it like that, it's got that oomph to it, you know? There's volume to it. Ooh, and look at all the food you can make. Another one of my things I love doing is cooking. So yeah, search database. I should know how to do this stuff. This looks yummy. Cooked fillet of freshly caught paku. Unsurprisingly, it tastes a bit fishy. That is so cool. I did not know you had a database like this. Look at that. You got lessons. Oh wow, we're gonna have to go through all of these. I know that's gonna be really boring for some of you, but again, this is my first time really getting into the game and really digging into it, so I'm going to be going through these, and hopefully that is not going to bore you, but if it does, I apologize. That's just the way I go through things, and if you have seen my previous streams, I am pretty methodical about the way that I play them, And it usually pays off pretty well in the end, like in the last boss of Children of Morta, where we completely steamrolled the final boss because of what I did to the rest of the family. Okay, alright. Ugh, and I am still really congested. I can barely breathe. I don't know where... I gotta go through the filtration in my house because that pollen is still creeping in. Okay. Food must be delivered 2 boxes by duplicants. Yes, yes. Decor, +5, radius 1 tile. That's cute. So just a little radius of 1 tile. So these are tiles. Yes, tiles, okay. Ration boxes keep food safe from hungry critters, but don't slow food spoilage. Yeah, that sounds a lot like another clay game, right guys? For those of you who play Don't Starve. Yeah, you need to store your food in fridges in Don't Starve. And here I have no idea what that's going to be. Contents. There is 1 nutrient bar at 20 kilograms. It is 71 degrees, which is coincidentally how warm it is in my house right now. No service germs. Let's see. Store food, supply, Catalina. None of these guys have pending deliveries, which makes